Or more water?
No, this is great.
Okay. Would you like more so it's not empty?
Okay.
Yeah.
May I have some more water?
Otherwise, we just have an empty cup.
What year did you open?
1942.
1942. And how many toasters have you been through since 1942?
Lots of toasters. I always have a spare one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question, Ben. Okay. All right. Hey folks, I'm Kaylin Kowalyshyn and you're watching After Hours at the Commodore here in Edmonton, Alberta. Today we get to hear from local singer-songwriter Ben Suras.
In case it's the end of the world, I'm gonna have a cinnamon bun. In case it's all over, I'm gonna have some fun. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm willing to give it a try. In case it's the end of everything and the end is nigh. And in case it's the end of the world. In case it's the end of the world. In case I get infected, I'm stocking up on food. I'm gonna try some different things that'll lift my mood. I'll eat food I normally wouldn't. No more eggs and bacon. I wonder what my sister stuck overseas is making. In case it's the end of the world. In case it's the end of the world. In case it's the end of the world and no one's allowed to touch, I'm gonna find a crash test dummy to hang out with and such. I'll feel less morose with my surrogate friend, learning all the latest dance moves, dance me to the end. In case it's the end of the world. In case it's the end of the world. I'm gonna say what I think, and once I spill the beans, I might need a drink. 'Cause if it's not the end of the world, if things get back on track, I'll have said some stuff I'm never taking back. In case it's the end of the world. In case it's the end of the world. Oh.
Okay, well, Ben, you just had an incredible performance for us. Thank you
you
so much for agreeing to be part of our new project here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I had a good time too. I also had an honor to play a few songs, sing with you, which was so fun. Yeah, how do you feel?
I feel good.
You feel good?
Nice to sing with people. It was
Yes.
nice to sing with you, so
Yeah.
that's always energizing.
Yeah, and it was the first time we got to sing together, so it was fun.
Yeah.
So I want, and we want to know a little bit more about where you're from and how you first got into music.
I was born in Regina, but I mostly grew up in Winnipeg. I definitely identify as a Winnipegger.
Okay.
I think my accent is still Winnipeg.
Really?
And Winnipeg was a big music town. And I was pretty sure I wasn't going to be an athlete. So music was the other thing. Because in high school there were 3 doors.
Okay.
There was the jock doors, and the drug doors, and the music doors.
Uh-huh.
And I really was not made for the athletic doors, and the drug doors were just a little too dark for me. But there were milder drugs at the music doors. So then there was more focus in music. So yeah, I wanted to play. I think in grade 9 I took some guitar lessons in high school or in junior high school, and that sort of got me going. I just wanted to write songs. I really wanted to write songs, sing songs, tell stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there someone that influenced that decision? Did you grow up in a family that was musical, or?
Well, my father played classical guitar, and my mother's mother played violin and guitar a bit that I knew about. I didn't see her do it a lot, but she did write down some chords for me once when I was a little kid, so that was cool. But the Winnipeg Folk Festival, when I was in high school, that was, whoa. There were people performing by themselves, playing acoustic instruments, telling stories, telling songs, and I loved the atmosphere of the audience, just kind of taking it all in, and so that aesthetic really, I liked it. So that was basically my goal was just to play the Winnipeg Folk Festival.
Right.
It's still my goal.
Have you not played it?
I played it about 11 times.
Oh, okay.
But it's been about 20 years.
Oh, okay, okay.
Maybe when I'm 20 I'll have an adventure. I'll go somewhere far, far away. I'll see a lot of stuff, I'll learn a lot of things. I'll form opinions, I'll have something to say. I'll pick up a few words in a different tongue, get some really weird job in another town, like pad thai vendor, ox cart driver, Mexican rodeo clown. Maybe when I'm older, oh, hey, hey, hey. Maybe when I'm 30 I will fall in love. Maybe we will make us some babies. And when they go to school I'll pack their lunches. I'll make them all colorful and crazy. A succession of bicycles, learning to read early and shorter sleeps on soccer days. And can you take them? Can you? Okay, okay, okay. Maybe when I'm older, oh, hey, hey, hey. Maybe when I'm older, maybe when I'm 40 I'll read up on some things I've been meaning to try, like rooftop gardening or how to win at relationships. Maybe my wife leaves me by and by. I will have the kids on all the weekends. It'll just be me and them. And they can have their rooms painted any way they like it. Maybe they won't hate my girlfriend. Or maybe when I'm older, oh, hey, hey, hey. Maybe when I'm older, and maybe when I'm 50 I'll start to figure out what really matters. Start a second family, become a Hare Krishna, make IKEA art out of paint splatter. Maybe I'll win the lottery and foment revolution, help refugees from the Middle East, plus pay back all the debts I was never able to. Maybe then I will find some peace. Or maybe when I'm older, oh, hey, hey, hey. Maybe when I'm older, maybe when I'm 60 I'll look up all the old friends I wronged or let down. I'll take them for drinks, I'll apologize with tears, I'll show them the whole town. I will say my words, I will bare my soul. Maybe they won't mind what I have to say. Maybe they will tell me how I really hurt them, or maybe they'll just go off, it's okay. Maybe when I'm older, hey, hey, hey. Maybe when I'm older, And if I make it to 70, by some miracle of science, I'll take back the wasted years of saying the wrong stuff, doing all the wrong things. I'll take back all the old girlfriend tears. And when I hit 80, I'm gonna learn to dance, maybe finally write that song, the one that says everything I ever want to do, with a chorus that's 80 years strong. Or maybe when I'm older, hey, hey, hey. Maybe when I'm older, maybe when I'm 90, I will not write songs. I'll have a yard sale till everything is gone. Thank you. So I had written to the end of the 80 verse, and I was just like, I was kind of in a holding pattern, and it didn't feel like it was complete, but anyway. So I paint, and this old guy was giving away his deceased wife's paint supplies, canvases, brushes, all this stuff. So I went to his house, and he invited me into his garage, and I was rifling through canvases, brushes, paints, and at one point he walked past me and he went, "I'm 90, not long for this world."
Aww.
And I was like, that's it. That's my last verse.
Wow.
So that's where the 90 verse comes from.
Nice. Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. It's nice to see you again. It's been a long, long while. What was our last conversation? I sort of remember your smile. And we really should catch up. There's so much that I missed. There are years of things I've been meaning to ask. Been making a mental list from before we had Sarah, Veronica, Estelle, and Mary. I was yours and you were mine. I was yours and we had time. Before we had Sarah, Veronica, Estelle, and Mary. School days and outfits to choose, working lunches to make, permission slips for field trips. We went to church if we caught a break. Then Mary had cello and Grandma got sick, so put a bed in the living room. Or Sarah left for school in Montreal, and Estelle followed her pretty soon. From before we had Sarah, Veronica, Estelle, and Mary. I was yours and you were mine. I was yours and we had time. Before we had Sarah, Veronica, Estelle, and Mary. was our last conversation? It was the last thing we did. Oh, lie in a field, sharing hopes and dreams about someday having kids. Now Mary won't give us the time of day. Grandma finally passed away. We've run out of things to say. Sarah has a baby on the way. Before we had Sarah, Veronica, Estelle, and Mary. I was yours and you were mine. I was yours and we had time. Before we had Sarah, before we had Sarah, before we had Sarah, Veronica, Estelle, and Mary.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. All right.
Was there any specific challenges in your career, I guess, as a musician that ended up being a really valuable lesson and helped propel you into being more successful, or anything that you had to?
Well, money was always an issue. Out of the gate, I had no strategy, no plan, and didn't really take a lot of advice. I've definitely changed that. It took a long time to learn, but so I made a lot of mistakes, burned a lot of bridges, and as unfortunate that is, and it may have even limited the career I got to have, because it's not it's a bit of a career, but there's still value in it. Going forward, the biggest lesson is that every relationship matters, not for the progress of your career, but for your life experience. And I would say that would be one of the big takeaways. And for example, I did this tour, I was playing, do you know who Rita Shirelli is? She's like a blues rock, she's very well known. Anyway, I did a 2-week tour with her many years ago, playing guitar. And we were playing 200 to 500 seaters. And as soon as she was done the first set, she would go to the lobby or go into the audience and just talk to people.
Yeah.
And they were so happy to see her. She was their best friend. Everybody felt like, Rita's in town, it's my best friend. And I was to witness that, I thought, oh, that looks emotionally exhausting. I'm very sensitive. I, get overwhelmed or whatever. But I watched her night after night do it, and I realized, people really loved it, and I thought, okay, so I'm going to try it. I'm going to practice, standing by the door at the end of the gig, or going out at intermission and talking to people. And at first, it was a difficult exercise, but then I realized it's not a career strategy. It's legitimately energizing, interacting, and people are happy to see you and making those connections, and that pulls your own walls down, and so you get to know people better.
It adds way more to the experience too.
Yeah.
The songs mean something different when they see you. They see something
Yeah,
different too.
and my songs seem to always trigger other people's stories. I've heard a lot of stories from a lot of people.
I believe that.
Yeah, they just someone my best known song, Any Precious Girl, loosely about my sister having a mental breakdown when she was in her 20s, and I can't count the number of people that have come up and had a similar story, and it made me realize that it's not an isolated incident. It was a common thing. So it's nice when your songs reach people and show other people and show you that you're part of the world.
Yeah.
The sons of Abraham are gathered for coffee, to kibitz about the weather, laugh and shoot the breeze. The sons of Abraham only meet during peacetime. Each one has a zealot in their family. Neve Shalom, Neve Shalom, Awat Salam, Neve Shalom.
I like that.
I'm Ben Suris. This is After Hours at the Commodore.
Okay, let's do it again, but I'll talk for you.
Solid.
You can lip it.
Okay.
Ready? Hi, I'm Ben Suris, and this is After Hours at the Commodore.
No, the idea is the sound is coming from my mouth.
I got it, we got 2 cameras.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
for sure.
I don't think we did that very well, though.
Okay. Let's do it
I'm
one
Ben
more time.
Suris.
Yeah,
I'm Ben Suris.
okay.
This is After
This
Hours.
is After Hours at the Commodore. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
I'll exaggerate.
I'm Ben Suris, and this is After Hours at the Commodore.